Welcome back to Corey's Corner. I'm Corey. This is my corner, and today I have a very special guest. With it being Parents Week or Family Week, whatever you all want to call it, I decided that why not have my mom on? She's a Bellarmine alum. What year was it that you graduated?
1989.
We're not going to
89.
We're not going to do the math on that one.
Long time ago.
That's a long time ago. But you've probably seen just being here, there's been a lot of change.
A whole lot.
What are some of the things that you've noticed just from the walk?
There were only 2 dorms, the Newman and Kennedy. There also was only 1 cafeteria. So I know there's lots of other places.
Was it the UDH? That's what that cafeteria
Yeah, right down below. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that one now is, what is it, like a buffet type thing now?
Yeah, it's a buffet type.
But it never was a buffet. And then the library was in a different place. It was very small. Pretty much classes were in the main building, and can't even remember what it's called now. What's the main building? Centro, and then Pasture Hall. That's where most of the classes were.
Okay.
That was really it. So, yeah.
Like a lot of
changes.
Yeah. So there wasn't the building across the road?
Where? No, I don't think so.
Right across Newburgh?
By the library and stuff?
No, it's across Newburgh.
Oh, no, not at all. That was doctor's offices back then. So everything was right here in the quad. Everything was all together.
Was there the fields in the gym over there? Was that there?
The gym was there, but of course they've done some renovations to that. The track, that wasn't like it was a dirt track, and they practiced there. They did play games there, but that wasn't an enclosed space at all.
Yeah.
And then the baseball field, softball field, those were still there, but they're a lot fancier and nicer now.
Yeah, I'm sure it was probably just grass then. So
yeah. Oh, yeah. And they would take up like the backstop. They would take down the fencing for the softball field, and then they'd put it back up when softball season was. So they would take it up and down.
So everything happened on one field.
No, baseball had their own.
Okay.
But then between baseball and where the soccer fields are, that's where they did field hockey and softball. Wow. So they had to switch to the fields out for the season.
Quite different.
Yeah,
what division were you all then?
Division 2.
Okay, so it was Division 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably pretty different we're still in the transfer phase with Division 1.
Oh, yeah.
With all that, with having to do all the ESPN, because they probably had no broadcasting.
No, there was no broadcast, nothing. But, I did stuff with the basketball team, and the women's basketball team was so good back then. They would go to the Elite 8 and everything, so. Yeah.
Who was the coach when you were here?
Charlie Just.
So not even Scotty.
He's retired. So.
Yeah.
Well, Charlie Just was the women's coach, and then Joe Rabel was the men's coach when I was here.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Wow,
long time.
A lot of change.
Oh, yeah.
And you were the trainer or manager?
Manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they called you, because you're a twin, they called them Little Red, right? Something like that?
No.
What did they call you?
Twins.
Twins? The twins?
the
twins are here?
The twins.
Now we talked about some things that are new now, but like there used to be a golf course. How is that? It's pretty. It was a par 3 golf course.
Yeah.
Did you golf at all?
Well, I actually worked in the golf course for a year, and so when I was working, when we weren't very busy, we'd go out and play the first hole and then play hole 9. So it was 9 holes, par 3, and a lot of students came and played. And if you didn't have clubs, you could get clubs in the little shack there. But it's
Were they nice clubs or?
They were pretty nice. But it wasn't just open for students. The public could come and play on it.
Do you remember when they were getting rid of the golf course?
I don't. It was way after me, but I know they got rid of it mainly because they added in parking. And so the new parking took away golf course.
Yeah, it's the first year
Yeah.
parking lot. So
Yeah, so it took away that.
And then we were pulling up, and you were saying that the sheds that are right there, that was...
They look like it. Now, I'd have to look up close, but it looked like part of the little golf course place. Yeah.
Sweet. And then you came here to do, what was your majors and stuff?
My major at first was accounting, and then I switched to business, and I graduated with business degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, I loved it here. Even though I lived in Louisville, I stayed on campus, and I didn't even hardly ever go home.
What was the dorm life like?
Well, it was so different. Of course, since my sister was here with me, we shared room all the time. And at that time, they started opening some dorm space up the hill in an old building, and they converted offices into dorm space. And we were like some of the first ones that got to go up there. And so they called them suites. And they had... I'm trying to think. I don't think there were offices. They might have had like people that used to live there. I don't know why. So they had their full bathroom, but you had like 4 people could be in the room. It was huge. And we were some of the first people that got to go up and live in those. So
yeah, that's kind of similar. They have Anniversary Hall, which I'm pretty sure it's 2 dorm rooms that have like a Jack and Jill bathroom.
Yeah.
So I heard that's where you want to try and live.
But this space, it was called Bonaventure Hall, and the room was like huge, and everything was wide open except the bathroom. So your living space, everything was all just
wide open.
Wide open. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. And then with it being Family Week, they have all sorts of events. I know that we're going to later today. They have a little just get together, I guess. They have food, games, different activities. I think that's great that they're having that. Do you remember Family Week when?
I don't think they ever had Family Week back then. I don't ever remember that. I mean, when we were here, there was events for the students every weekend. And we did that. I don't ever remember a family weekend.
Can you talk about some of those events they had?
A lot of them, they had just like dances. I remember one of the big things, they had big dress up for Halloween, and we would go, the one year it was on the Belle Louisville. And so they just, it was mainly dances that I remember the most. They had a hillside party where they had a band that was outside, and I don't know, it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, awesome. That's one thing I have, like when I'm in, like with classes and stuff, they always have different activities. I'll just be walking to class and they'll have just different things going on. Like this week, I was just walking to class and they're like, do you want a plant? I was like, why not? I'll take a free plant. Yeah. So I was walking around with a plant. So they're always trying to get you involved in, even if you're not looking to get involved, they always have stuff to
I think there's
involved.
a lot more clubs and opportunities now than back then, but it was enough for me. They did have like a fraternity. I don't think they had a sorority, but there was a fraternity that kind of was just getting really going back when I was here. But most of the clubs now, there's so many more.
Yeah,
So
they have an
many more.
involvement fair and it takes up all of the quad now.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
I mean, they had the yearbook staff. They had all those types of things, but there's a lot more.
Yeah.
A lot more.
And then to end it off, the last word of advice that I would ask you to give is, what would you tell Bellarmine students now?
Try and get involved, get in clubs. There's something out there for everybody. And I would do college again easily just because I was so involved. I never wanted to leave here. Like when the semester was over, I was sad. Not because of the schoolwork, because of all the extra things that you got to do. And if you're not involved, that helps you meet people. So I think that's the most important thing. Get involved. There's a club out there.
You heard it. Get involved. You can get involved with the podcast if you email me at cwilliams2@bellarmine.edu. Thank you all for watching.